Want to know everything that is key to the upcoming Lionsgate, the new moon in Leo and the full moon in Aquarius? 2025, stay tuned. You are in the right place. If you are someone who considers yourself a light leader, a light worker, a way shower, a star seed, an empath, those of us who are leading the way in the co-creation of the new earth paradigm. Hello and welcome. I am RozyGlow Hannis. I am the founder of the StarPeace movement, also a multidimensional channel of divine grace, sacred union coaching and mentoring, and also the whole shift from moving from being fear-based to being rooted in love and peace. And if you love the sign of that, then thank you very much. You're here because I'm going to invite you to subscribe and also to hit the notification tabs so you know every time that I am offering a new opportunity to join me for the next level expansion and transmission here on YouTube and also in my private Facebook group, Manifesting StarPeace Utopia, which you can join by accessing the link through the text box. How are you feeling today? I'm making this video on the 23rd of July, which is the most powerful day of the year. Now, there are reasons for this to do with Cancer, as in the energy of Cancer and us shifting from Cancer to Leo, and also the Sirius Sun and how this relates to the new moon in Leo. And I'm putting a link in the text box where a guy called Christopher explains this beautifully. He made a video a while ago which explains all the details. For me today, the key thing to do with you all is to help you to see how Lionsgate 888, which was last year in 24, has prepared us for this year and how this year is preparing us for the next 888 event, which will be in 2033, believe it or not. Now, as I'm making this, I want to say I'm not an astrologer, but I am very much always working with the new moon and the full moon energies. And to me, they are like chapters in a book, okay? So the start and the end of a chapter leading to the next start and the end of this book that we are co-creating, which is the platform upgrade from being wired to survive to being wired to thrive. So let me know how you are feeling in this moment. And what's been showing up for you today, because we're on the dark side of the moon. Just put it in the comments. How are you feeling? What are the energies showing up for you? Whenever you actually watch this video, it will be relevant. I say this because everyone is being given the opportunity this year to actually upgrade the inner dynamic of your masculine and feminine. And that's what's so important in relation to this most powerful day of the year, because the sun typically is ruled by well, it's a masculine energy, whereas Cancer and Sirius are linked to the feminine energy. And there's a very strong connection here that allows us to upgrade and to come into unity consciousness within us on a whole other level. So can I ask you just to rub your hands together and join me in gathering your energy, because every expansion we've had has been leading us to another need to integrate. So just have a little shake of your arms, bring your hands to your heart center, and take a moment to sit really nice and tall. Now, with your nose, draw a circle in the air in front of you. And as you draw that circle in the air in front of you, know that you're creating a safe space for you to step into. Okay, let's go both ways. Let's create the safety that we are seeking in this world, safety and change. Then draw your nose up and down, choosing to be a conduit of pure source energy, all that is. Inhale, chin neutral. Exhale, turn your head to the left and give yourself permission to release the past. Every moment before this live video, just let it go. None of it is relevant right now. Just bring yourself into the present moment, which is your moment of power. So bring your head forward again. And now as you exhale, turn your head to the right. Breathe out. Like, let yourself lean into the future. Let yourself relax into the future rather than tense up in negative anticipation. And welcome the you who is integrating to the next level of your soul growth, your soul mission. Whatever is required for you to be able to hit the road running and experience the frequency of success. Now bring your chin forward. Drop your beautiful head, bow to your heart. Let your mind and your brain be led by your heart and your soul. Like, make that choice as you bow to this innate wisdom. Step into your sphere, expand it around you. And let's call in our guides and teachers of the purest vibrations of love and light. Let's call in our star families, the ascended masters that work through us. And also commanding that I am a pure channel of source, all that is, and everyone who receives this energy update, this transmission, this activation, receives exactly what is for your highest good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Deep breath in. And long breath out, all the way down your body, down to the earth, anchor your roots. Beautiful. And now from the earth, reach up, expand into the fullness of your being, breathe in and breathe out through the crown of your head, right up as far as you can imagine, through our sun, all the way up through the Sirius sun, through the central sun, which is Alcyone, and this relates very much to Lion's Gate, and through the portals that are the universe, the multiverse, and the omniverse, just bringing ourselves into that full alignment. And then when you're ready, gently opening your eyes. Welcome. Always good to take a little activation there. Now, I would love you, as I speak, to comment every time something gets activated in you, because these energy updates are here to help you get clear on what your next level is. And last year's Lionsgate was actually offering us the opportunity for a 1,000-fold expansion in our energy field. So see the sphere behind me, just imagine that your energetic sphere has grown 1,000-fold, right? But what is needed in order for us to be able to stabilize in that new expanded energy, which is about impact, it's about influence, it's about seeing our own power, being powerful. It's like seeing our intention get activated powerfully in the world and aligning with the highest good and the win-win-win and everything. And through us doing this and calling it in, we're then able to really download the most graceful, easy and joyful way of us fulfilling our soul mission and get absolutely on point with what's a waste of time, with what is a longer way round, and actually to come into the cutting the faff out and just getting super clear on the essential steps for your own greatness and the collective greatness of all that is as we step into our power. Now, this year, for us to actually really stabilize in this new earth energy, in this new expanded 1,000-fold increase, we have to activate our light bodies to expand into it too. So the light body is within your energetic sphere. Most of us know of a Merkaba, which is the six-pointed star, and from my guidance from the StarPeace Collective, who are the Intergalactic Super Federation, they're the galaxies that chose peace in our universe. And there were more galaxies that chose peace in our universe than those that chose to stay in duality and conflict. And this is why in our universe, the light has won. This is the background message behind StarPeace, behind my book, StarPeace 101. How to create peace in one generation. And also it is about us really grasping this idea that we're here to do this on earth. Every one of us who is a community leader, an influencer, a podcaster, someone who has a physical group that you work with, maybe you're a yoga teacher, maybe you're a therapist, maybe you're a teacher, right? Or maybe you have an online presence. The point is, everything that's going on, everyone that we're here to influence, we can do it from our unified consciousness or we can do it from fragmented consciousness. So we are being invited to absolutely unify our own innate energy, masculine and feminine, and to expand our light body so that we go beyond Merkaba, beyond six-pointed star, to octahedron light body. And I'll explain a little bit more on the difference in a minute, so that we can access the codes of the integration of the masculine, feminine, and the divine child and create from there and resonate from there. Because all of us who have come here to do this are here to activate being a galaxy, if you like, in this world, right? Where I have my influence, you have your influence, however big it is, whether it's 2 billion, it doesn't matter. It's the idea that you are unifying all of your collective, choosing peace, choosing love over conflict, over separation. So we're unity in diversity. And if in our universe, the galaxies were all able to put their differences aside and choose simply to resonate with peace or with conflict and what they wanted, so too we are being called here on this earth to make a decision. Am I choosing to resonate with the unified field, to call in heart-centered and soul-led living experience? Or am I actually going to stay in duality? Please bear with me, my cat wants to be let in because it's raining, so bear with. Come on in, my little baby. You're friends, my crystal cat. Come on, come out of the rain. Come out of the rain. So we have had star maps, we've had all sorts of wonderfulness coming about to allow us to prepare for this. very polished energy update today. And you know, this is really your invitation now, and I'm inviting you to actually put in the comments, are you choosing to evolve beyond your differences, to resonate with peace? Or do you want to continue to get caught up in the minutiae between right and wrong and actually keep looping? So if you want peace, put peace in the comment. That's all I'm asking you to do. Put peace in the comments and let's energize this for the collective. And a simple shift you can make at this point is simply to become aware of where you tense up, where you contract in anything going on in your life. And instead of doing that, to actually relax and lean into surrendering into the solution. Okay, you don't need to know what it is, but it's that invitation. So ahead of us, we have this new moon in Leo, as we said. We also have the full moon in Aquarius. Now, what is this all about? It's the me to we shift. And right now we're between the 7-7 portal and the 8-8 portal. Now 8-8 is Lionsgate, but really it starts from now, from the 23rd of this month as we come into Leo. It's really peaking and get going at its peak the 8th of August. But the Lionsgate portal really continues to the 12th, and one could even say till the 23rd of September. Okay, there's a whole loop around this as we get to the equinox, and then we prepare for Samhain, 31st of October, and then we come into the December solstice. This whole time is still very, very active. And the Lionsgate is the time when we open to the most phenomenal blessings available to us, should we choose to accept them. And this year, in order for us to accept them, our light bodies have to be in resonance with the expanded version of ourselves to receive these codes. So this means your light body is either in a 6-pointed star, or it's somewhere between 6-pointed star and octahedron, or it's fully embodied in octahedron. And from there, which is the diamond shape we talk about, it is going into activation, integration, and then expansion. So wherever you are on your journey, and I'm hosting a masterclass on the 30th of this month, okay, 7:30 p.m. I'll explain all the details of how you can actually join all of this in a moment. But I'm hosting a masterclass where we'll be looking at this light body energy and the relationship that the light body has to your inner feminine and inner masculine balance. Today, we have another big thing that's going on, which is a square between Venus and Mars. And in many ways, this is another representation, Venus, Cancer, the shift from Cancer to Leo that's happening today to tomorrow, right? The Leo new moon is tomorrow evening, the 24th. Today we've had this Sirius rising before sunrise, and it's all to do with bringing this exalted energy of masculine and feminine into its highest point. There's something I want to read out to you that I think will really help to make sense of what I've just been saying. And it's interesting because every time I try and bring it up, it disappears. And it's like, no, you really want to hear this. You definitely want to hear this. So where we're at with this particular alignment is it's revealing the exact places where our effort has been out of sync with our desire. Okay, so the over efforting being out of alignment with the desire that we have, or the under efforting with the desire that we have. And what Alex Miles says, I'm just quoting her from her Venus square Mars post today. From this point, you have the opportunity to move with more intention, to say exactly what you feel without folding, to protect your energy without shutting down, and to choose people, conversations, and experiences that reflect what you now understand and are ready to hold. This is the moment when what you have been calling in begins to meet you, because your behavior, your presence, and your choices finally reflect the kind of connection, love, and energy you are truly prepared to receive. Did you see how this is about structures? This is about us looking at what we did with the last full moon in Capricorn and the last new moon in Cancer, which was all about exploring where we were not rooted in love and where our foundation was not peace, so that we can bring these things to our awareness and make the shift from the old paradigm of duality, the old paradigm of good versus evil, which was the chess game being played out in our universe, to the new paradigm of unity consciousness, unity in diversity, of where we put our differences aside and we look at where we can resonate as a collective, whatever collective we're talking about, the collective of your cells in your body or the collective of your community on a wider level, right? So all of this and our communities at large in this world was to truly evolve beyond the need for war and conflict. This is an inner harmonization that's requiring to take place. And the Lionsgate portal gives us an upgrade every year to align with this. This year, as I said, we have so much going on this month. Today is this powerful day. We also have Mercury retrograde. We also have Neptune having gone into Gemini for the first time in a long time. And we have the new moon being birthed tomorrow. So where do we go with this? Right. This Venus square Mars is calling in big shifts around action and waiting, the balance between give and take. Where are your actions arising from fear? And where are they arising from love? This is a question to ask yourself, okay? So when you're going about your actions, where are they coming from? If you're being reactionary, it's likely fear. If you're taking time and you're setting your intention clearly, it is likely to be coming from love and conscious alignment with the highest good. But this is going to be down to you and what you're actually putting forward. Now, I said Christopher Power will express to you in his video, which I'll put in the link below, exactly the details of this 23rd, so you can really appreciate what it's all about. As I said, Sirius rises just before sunrise and on the 23rd, and the sun enters the 1st degree of Leo. So this is the foundation levels of our inner masculine and feminine and outer masculine and feminine balance and alignment. Both the sun and the moon are at their strongest. And this is equivalent to new moon energy, which is interesting because as the new moon energy in Leo comes tomorrow, it's almost like the new moon energy of Cancer gets reactivated. And it's the how can we work together harmoniously rather than be in conflict, inner being, inner needs, inner wants. And you will be able to tell from your outer relationship. So if you're a feminine and you're in a relationship with a masculine, or the other way around, you're masculine with a relationship with the feminine, you'll be able to tell from where you have conflict in that relationship, where you have challenges, what's going on with your inner relationship as well. And if you're in a same-sex relationship, the key thing for you is to observe whether you feel you are stepping more into your masculine, your active energies, or your passive energies within that relationship. Regardless of gender, it's really whether you're more active or more passive in your connection. That's the key. And it will then let you know what's required on the other side. So in your relationship to bring more harmony and balance between your outer relationship and your inner relationship. Any questions, let me know. Now, the details of why Lionsgate is so important really will be revealed in the masterclass that I'm offering on the 30th. And all you have to do this year to access both my full moon offering, which will be on Lionsgate, and the new moon masterclass is to join the StarPeace Paradise Earth Portal community, which is literally £14.44 a month. Yes, it's a membership, but you only have to join for 1 month. We do intend that you stay and we wish for you to stay, but the point is this is a call out for the leaders of the new earth paradigm, the grid workers, those of you who are, here to help activate the change in this planet, whether you call yourself a system buster, a social activist, whether you call yourself an energizer of a new earth paradigm, whether you're deeply working with supporting the clearing of trauma in the collective, or whether you're a visionary holding the new earth frequency. All of us are being called together to bring our energies into harmony and to amplify our intentions for the new earth, right? To amplify our vision. More on that coming. This time I do need my glasses. So let us see where we're going. Another element which I'll go into in the masterclass is the relationship between what's going on in the Pleiades, Sirius, our planet, and also Orion, because they all play a part in why Lionsgate is so important. Ultimately, we're talking about how we can, as individuals, affect the collective field of humanity positively. And this is where the new moon and the full moon energy comes in. Because new moon Leo is all about me, and full moon Aquarius is all about we. What does that mean? My personal desires, my personal wants, my personal needs are a reflection of what is going on in the collective, of the bigger energy. And also, how can our personal drive, our selfish drive, if you like, what I want for myself as an individual relate to the bigger picture, what's actually for the highest good of the collective. Now, where we have been challenged to really understand the significance in relationship is because we've all been taught that putting our own needs first is selfish, that we should sacrifice our personal wants and needs for the greater good. This has gone on in the last few years in a way that's been unprecedented in our lifetimes, although in previous life, you know, for our great-grandparents and our grandparents, this was definitely something that was playing out over the world wars as well, okay? So what is going on for us is now seeing how when we do tune into what we truly want for ourselves, we're able then to meet the needs in the collective in a different way. And everyone is making the shift now from the greater good to the highest good. You may have heard of your higher self, but who's your highest self? What if your highest self is all of the variations of your higher self-consciousness integrated into their purest expression? What if you were able to recognize that, yes, as a human being, exercising your free will, learning how to co-create consciously with your power as a co-creator, open yourself up to infinite possibilities, and yet you still choose, knowing you have infinite choices you could make, different ways to direct your free will. You choose to align with the highest good of all and the win-win-win in everything. You choose to practice owning your desires fully and then surrendering them to the highest good and the win-win-win. This is the path I call the choiceless path. It is the highest path, and it is the path that you are resonating with, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video. And what that really is about is how you can lead the way as an ascended master embodied in human physical form here on this earth, to not self-sacrifice, right? To own your desires fully, and at the same time to recognize that you might have a limited perception of what is actually for the very best. And so you're willing to own what you desire, and at the same time to hand it over to the wisest part of you that can see all that is, your God self, the divine spark. And through that, you're able then to allow that which is for the best for all to take place. Do you like the sound of that? Just put me a yes in the comments if you do, because this is what we're energizing. Now it's starting to rain. So we have a big clearing going on, and anything that you have been pushing down is going to be showing up today. Anything that you have been suppressing, that you've been trying to make light of, that you've been trying to put a positive spin on without going, actually, this doesn't feel safe for me. This doesn't feel good for me. This feels really overwhelming. That's the place where you get to shift, because you can take the step back, take the step up and go, all right, what could be better than this? How can this actually go from what I don't want to what I do want? And this is a reflection of the inner dialogue between the masculine and the feminine. The feminine owns the feeling. The masculine allows the structures to be created for the feeling that's desired to flow. This is what we're seeking here. This is what we're integrating. So another element that's key to your light body to understand this is it can only really go from Merkaba, six-pointed star, to octahedron diamond shape when we do harmonize our inner masculine and feminine, when we do exalt the wounded aspects of our being, masculine, feminine, and child, we integrate them into their highest expression. And this requires subconscious and conscious mind alignment in with your highest self-consciousness, multidimensional alignment. It's exactly what we offer through everything we do through RozyGlow and StarPeace. Okay, so the StarPeace Paradise Earth portal community is like the starting point to open up all the doorways to this highest timeline, all right? And to allow you to then take your next step whenever you're ready. And that's the calling that we're being invited to. So the drive with the new moon coming in tomorrow is to get really clear on what we want. And then as we come to the full moon and we come to the Lionsgate peak, is to recognize that what we want for ourselves, in many ways, we want for the world. So as we hold the vision for ourselves, we can start to create it in the world and clear up resistance. Now, let me just go a little bit more into some of these details, because we're also in Mercury retrograde until the 11th of August, which is interesting because it's the day before the official end of the Lionsgate peak. So one of the things that's key here is for us to review where some bits of us are just not fully in alignment. And you might find yourself undoing some of the work you've done already, like going backwards to go forwards. It's almost like unpicking certain stitches in the tapestry that you're creating because they're not quite right. And in so doing, you then create better alignment. So sometimes we do have to go back to go forward. And it's like the slingshot that goes back to catapult into new frequencies. Okay. So as I said, we've also got big shifts going on with the Neptune in Gemini, which others have spoken about, so I'm not going to go into that too much. But Saturn is also now retrograde until November 27th. So there's karmic shifts going on. Wherever we have done our very best and feel like we've failed, we're going to be given a really beautiful helping hand. And wherever our efforts have not been wholehearted, wherever we've been paying lip service to something but not been fully invested, this will show up too. Okay, because the key is for us to see how to get out of our own way and to see where we're not coming from love. Because for us to unify into the octahedron diamond light body, every aspect of our being is intending from love. Now, you're not expected to be perfect. None of us are. You know, our inner masculine and feminine, they're like any couple, right? Having a relationship, sometimes they're really harmonious and other times they're a little bit frustrated with each other. But when you are in the octahedron energy, you're both intended to find solution. You're both intended to help your inner child energy to have the experience it desires. It's like you're committed to the relationship and to your role as parents, to the part of you that is seeking to have new experiences. And when was the last time we had peace on earth, right? See that as a new experience. If you want to go for the we energy, see that as the experience. But you can't really have peace on earth until you know what peace feels like in you, which is the me energy. And this is why the selfish to selfless is so important. Now, one of the things we are doing right now, and we're being given the opportunity to do ahead of the 8th of August, is to review the shifts what shifts have already been made and what shifts are outstanding, so that we are on both front feet for Lionsgate 2026. What that means is so that we are aligned fully with the energies of the next cycle of one, because this year 2025 is a year of completion, tying up loose ends. Next year 26 is fresh start energy. Now there are other numerological things at play depending on your personal numerology as well, right? But what we're looking at here is really anything that's plugged into the old world being unplugged so that we can plug fully into the new world. So anything that's rooted in fear, in conflict, inside of us or in our worlds, in our personal worlds, pulling out and plugging in to the new world of us creating through positive intention, peace, positive anticipation, leaning into rather than contracting. So we will test ourselves again and again and again until we really see ourselves having chosen love. And it's the foundation level of putting your soul in control and intention. Now, one thing that can be said about Aquarian energy is that it is really out there and expansive and bigger vision, right? Whereas the Leo energy is very much about my bigger vision, me, what do I want for me? And as we have the full moon in Aquarius peaking 8th to 9th of August, and the Lionsgate peak is the 8th, we can take all the work that we do ahead of the full moon and literally allow that 1,000-fold expansion to take root into our energy field. So this is why I'm saying everyone who's catching this energy update, you have a really important role, right? It is to unify the opposing forces within you and then invite your tribe, your community, whoever they may be, to also do the same and to join forces with other communities that are also doing the same. So the first invite is the Paradise Earth Portal community to join it, to participate in joining me live for the Masterclass on the 30th, where we'll look at some of the key elements that will support you to basically harmonize as a frequency holder, to be able to maintain frequency consistently. Now, I'm saying this, hearing the thunder, because the key isn't that you're never going to drop out of it. It's that you know how to get back to it very, very quickly and you're able to allow yourself to, once you restabilize, to expand into it. And this has been everything that I've been learning too, and that I share with my communities. Now, as we're tying up loose ends from our old world narrative and expectations so they no longer hang over us and influence our expectation of the future, we're asked and invited to ponder certain questions. So I'm going to give you some questions to ponder now. You can write them down. And then I'm going to invite you to come and join me into the masterclass where we can workshop this. And I'll let you know a little bit more about what we're doing in that masterclass in a minute. And then what we're going to be doing when we come together for the full moon Lunar Alchemy Live. And I can't imagine a more exciting time to be alive, because although some of the worst things possible have been happening in the world, they have been laying the foundations for the best things possible. And what I mean by this is, yes, the old world is being reduced to rubble. There is a lot of collateral damage. There is a lot of life that's been lost. It's heartbreaking. It's really challenging, yes. To experience all of this is one thing, to witness it is another. And all of that is coexisting right now. So if you have a heart that's open, in order to feel the greatest joys, you also feel the greatest sorrows. So my heart is with you if you've really been feeling your emotions all over the place. What's important is to know how to process your emotions so you're not suppressing it. And that's what's happening now. We're being drawn out all of the suppressed energy today in preparation for the new moon tomorrow. And the work we'll be doing from the new moon to the full moon is to transmute and harmonize, transmute and harmonize, transmute and harmonize, so we can expand the harmonized energy at the actual Lionsgate peak, which coincides with the full moon. So here are a couple of questions for you. Where in your life have things really shifted in the last year? Like, consider yourself from last Lionsgate to now. Where in your life have things really shifted? And where would you like them to shift more? That's the invitation. Where would you like them to shift more? And I'm inviting you just to, if you have any questions, put them in the chat box. I'm looking to see if there are any questions whatsoever, and I will obviously respond to them. So welcome those of you who are here. Hello, hello, hello. Now let's come back to the questions and then we'll get into more. So, where in your life have things really shifted since the last year's Lionsgate? And where would you like them to shift more? What seems out of your control but essential to address? So where have you found certain habits that you want to let go of, for example, or patterns of behavior getting amplified rather than reduced? Because usually just about when you're about to release something in your life, you tend to regress and it becomes more prevalent until you're like, I'm done with this. And it moves, it goes. Think about, for example, when a couple decide to separate. They try and they try and they try and they try to make everything work. And then one argument after another, and it's the straw that breaks the camel's back. Many times it's that little thing that's, this is it, I'm done. And this is the same with anything in ourselves that we're ready to break up from. Any habit, any thought form, any version of ourselves we've outgrown. We'll try to make it work because we don't like change, right? We'll try and keep ourselves where we know. And then eventually we're like, you know what? The pain of staying the same is worse than the fear of change. So I'm letting it go. Okay, now there are a couple of I am statements that we always anchor I am statements with the new moon, and we clear resistance to those statements with the full moon. Now I always reveal a couple of the I am statements ahead with the new moon, and then I reveal more with the full moon, because as we clear the energy around the new moon ones, more come through that allow us to hold the statements in a different way with the full moon. So here are the statements for this new moon to full moon shift. And you can charge your water with it. I'll share what I mean in a minute. 1, I am worthy of the changes I seek. I am worthy of the changes I seek. The second one, I am co-creating the frequency of peace. I am co-creating the frequency of peace. The third one, and this is really key because it will help us to co-create the frequency of peace and then take that to the next level, which I will reveal as we come into the masterclass and prepare for the full moon. I am synchronizing my efforts into alignment with my truest desires. I am synchronizing my efforts into alignment with my truest desires. Feel into that. 2 more will be revealed as we come into the Lionsgate Masterclass. So let's just go a little bit into that and what that really means, because what we're doing on the full moon on the 8th, the Lunar Alchemy Live, is a cosmic party. It's a crystal grid activation. It's a co-creation, a prayer for peace that we're co-creating in real time. We're actually going to utilize the 3-pronged formula for peace, which I will go into in the masterclass, to combine all of the elements that allow our energy to impact the collective field of humanity exponentially, okay? Not just to affect the field, but to change it. More of that coming with the masterclass and the Lunar Alchemy Live. Briefly, if you want to charge your water up with the I am statements that come with the new moon and the full moon, you write them down on a piece of paper, neat writing, put them underneath your bottle, put it outside. So tomorrow's the new moon, so I would leave it till tomorrow night. Have a glass bottle, ideally with a lid, and have the piece of paper underneath your bottle. Leave it outside overnight once the new moon's been born, so to the next day. So tomorrow evening in England, the new moon is birthed, so put it on tomorrow till the next day, take it in. Then the same with the full moon. You do the same thing again. Add the extra I am statements to the piece of paper that I'll give you as we get ready for the full moon, so when you join me for the Lunar Alchemy Live, and put that underneath your bottle. Again, the day that the full moon is peaking, so for you it'd be the 8th to the 9th, and then you've got lovely water to keep topping up. It will hold the frequency, like this is your master bottle. Keep it in the fridge, or have a master bottle you keep in the fridge and another bottle that you drink from, and keep topping up the master bottle. So as you top up your bottle that you drink from, you keep this one topped up. You never let it run dry, because then it will hold the codes. And if you're not sure, just put the piece of paper underneath again and say the statement so that you're energizing the water. That works really, really well. And I'd love to know those of you who've done that and how you're experiencing it. Okay, so the New Moon Masterclass prepares you for the full moon event on the 8th. So 30th, next Wednesday evening, 7:30 p.m. I'm asking you to join me live for this masterclass, which is basically giving you the activation codes for the StarPeace codes, the Paradise Earth codes, how you're going to channel them through your body. We're also working with the light body and understanding where you are in terms of your light body activation, integration, and expansion. And then from that, we're also going to be playing with some of the key elements that allow you to hold and maintain frequency, because that's what you're required to do as a lighthouse. It's to know, well, sometimes you have to turn your light off to turn it on again. That's totally valid, but it's knowing how to hold that frequency, whatever's going on around you. And if you dip out of it, how to get it back. Okay, so all of that we're going to be doing with the masterclass, and I'll be explaining more about the significance of Lionsgate and how this is the time of year for those of us who are light workers, light leaders, and grid workers and way showers, where we can actually really impact the collective in the most profound way, so long as we align with our highest self-consciousness. And that's why it's so important that birds of a feather flock together. So our focus is on light body activation, expansion, integration, and discover more about where your light body is through joining the masterclass. Expect to feel equipped with the essential tools required to make the most of the blessings, guidance, and breakthroughs available to you in the next 3 months, but that will last for the whole year ahead. I won't go into the actual practices I'm going to take you through, but I will be talking about keys, qualities, keys, and foundational principles. I'll be talking about how to align with grace and ease in all ways, and also about how to allow yourself to drop the narrative, the story, and just get into the frequency, because that's what this is about. Particularly the bits of us that have the hardest time loving and accepting the elements we have no control over. So anything you feel in your life you've not been able to control that has power over you, there's a key lesson in that. There's something in that that is asking you to align with, and I'll be talking about that in the masterclass. Many of us shy away from really claiming our power fully because we don't feel worthy, because we feel in some way we're bad or wrong, and we keep elements of us hidden. Those are the bits that have power over us. So it's about what we do with that so that they don't actually thwart us, but they support us to thrive. Now, preparing for the 8th and beyond is about really getting clear on your vision for yourself and the world, which seems massive, right? So I'm just going to say to you, and I'll workshop this more in the masterclass, how do you want to feel in your day-to-day life about yourself, about your mission, about everything? Because this is the starting point of then what you want to see in the collective. Okay, and we'll look at how the two work together in the masterclass, how what you personally want for yourself can influence what goes on in the world. And we also want to be clear that if we want peace in the world, it's about peace in ourselves. So how can we create more peace in our personal life and in life in general? And I'll be explaining more about that as we get together. Okay, so what do you need to do to join? Well, you go to the link in the text box, which will take you to sign up to the StarPeace Paradise Earth Portal community. As I said, it's £14.44. That's all you're paying. You're getting 2 live touch points with me. You're getting the last month full moon lunar alchemy live, which was about being rooted in love and your foundation being peace. You're also getting a divine legacy upgrade, which supports you to create thriving frequencies wherever there seems to be surviving frequencies in your energy field. So going from lack to limitless, from lack to abundance and prosperity, wherever there's a lack in your life. And that could be time, love, money, health, whatever it is that you're talking about, right? And we're really looking again beyond that to then prepare for the cosmic party, which will be us gathering live on the 8th. Now, the power moment on the 8th for us all to be unifying our energies is at 8:08 p.m. Universal Time, which in England is 9:08 p.m. BST, British Standard Time. So I'm inviting you to join me for a 2-hour absolute fun and frolics focus from 8:08 p.m. BST to 10:08 p.m. BST in the UK. That's an hour later in Europe, and obviously you'll need to check your time zone everywhere else in the world, but it will be possible to join from America. It will be possible to join from Australia. The point is, let's get together live and let's harmonize our energies, because my guides have said to me, create a crystal grid. I've just literally gone and spent 500 quid on crystals, because basically we're creating a crystal grid that will be activated on the ley line power spot in my garden. I've got 2 ley lines that cross over, and they relate to other ley lines at power spots around this country and around the world. So wherever you are in the world, I invite you to grab the crystals you have that resonate with the crystals in the grid, and to join me during the part of this 2-hour extravaganza where we're going to channel and receive these codes. I'm going to channel through the crystalline grid using our healing modalities. Whatever healing modality you have, it could be the power of prayer, the power of gratitude. You might be initiated into a particular form of healing. Whatever your thing is, you're getting invited to unify in diversity, to bring it together with everyone else who's participating. And you get to choose, my friend, those of you who join. The leaders, I'm asking you to channel with me. Those of you who are wanting to energize this, you can receive or channel according to your preference. But the idea is that we imply in the field, in the collective consciousness, the StarPeace and the Paradise Earth codes for everybody, particularly through the crystalline grid. Now, there are other grids required to be activated that will happen in future Lionsgate years, not this year. This year it's the foundations. Okay, so if you are a healer of any description, please put healer in the comments. And please also make sure that you are following me wherever you're actually catching this. So on YouTube, follow me. If you are catching this on IG or you're seeing a snippet somewhere, the easiest thing you can do is join Manifesting StarPeace Utopia Facebook group. That's my private group. You can actually just check the link in my bio. Join my mailing list, the link in the text box. And then also come to the StarPeace Paradise Earth Portal community, because this is where we start everything else. Okay, this is the foundation level of everything else that we do. Now, anything else that needs to be shared here? Well, not really. Let's recap. Powerful forces at play presently, bringing to light that which is in the shadow ahead of the new moon tomorrow. Tomorrow's new moon is all about your personal story. It's all about what you want to shift in your personal life so you can really be there for the we energy. As you create harmony in your personal energy, how we can then amplify that in the collective through the next level of our light body expansion and integration. Now, There are more elements involved in your light body going from six-pointed star to Merkaba, and to octahedron, and I'll explain that in the masterclass too, and talk more about it as we get to the Lunar Alchemy Live. But essentially, this is about those of you who are serious about integrating all opposing forces within you, taking that deeper journey to do so. And that deeper journey is really about activating alignment, superconscious, conscious mind, and subconscious. And that is why we offer the various coaching programs we do, whether you join us one-to-one or you join me one-to-one for the kind of work that I do as a consultant, or you work with us as in our coaching programs where we support you to bring this alignment so you can massively and exponentially expand your impact in this world. That's what it's about. Let me just check and see if there's anything that anyone has they'd like to share, and we will go from there. Right, for now, I will leave this here, and I'm going to ask you please to make sure that you do join me for the masterclass next week. I've never normally offer things at this rate, okay? Like to offer the 2 lives as I do is this month is because of Lionsgate. This is absolute service at the highest level. And the invitation is for everybody who is drawn to come in at this point to recognize this is a gathering that allows us to unite and gather regularly to keep amplifying and refining these energies so we can see the shifts in our lives and in the world at large. Because if we want peace in the world, we're required to have peace in our own energy field and in ourselves. And when we're not at peace or in peace, recognizing that and coming into our own inner harmony ahead of looking outwards. This is just so fundamental. And I know that so many of us are well-meaning, but we're so focused on the outer work that we're not doing the inner work. So we're in conflict while we're trying, and I use that word on purpose, to create harmony in the world around us, right? It's not going to happen. Look inwards to then go outwards, and you will see the shift in the world. For now, I'm going to bid you all a wonderful exploration of what's going on for you. And I look forward to receiving your feedback and to seeing you joining this space so that we can actually create the most phenomenal wave of change and see, I truly believe it's possible, war no longer being a standard in our lives, conflict no longer being the norm in our inner being. And so if you love the sound of that, put me a StarPeace in the comments. Let's energize this, because StarPeace inspires personal peace, which co-creates world peace. And there, my dear friends, inviting you to make the most of this opportunity, selfish to selfless, and to allow all aspects of your being to come into harmony. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for sharing. Together, we are so much stronger than anything we do individually. And it's in your imperfection, my dear friend, that perfection is found, because it's through accepting whatever it is in you that you don't feel is enough, is good enough, is worthy enough, is deserving enough. You give yourself permission to receive anyway, that everything changes. Ta-ra for now.